Welcome to the Ingrid Centurion podcast. I am retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel, Iraq War veteran, Black Hawk pilot, and founder of Generations for America, Ingrid Centurion. In this podcast, we discuss America's constitutional battles and undertake in engaging and comprehensive interviews with legal experts, whistleblowers, and insiders. We uncover the stories that others won't touch, from government overreach to erosion of liberties. Each episode dives into today's most pressing issues and empower listeners with knowledge to protect their rights. No fluff, no spin, just raw conversations for serious times.
Thank you, Leth Oun, for being on the Ingrid Centurion podcast today. I want to give a brief introduction. You're an amazing human being and a Cambodian-American, a veteran of the U.S. Secret Service Uniform Division and K-9 handler and author of A Refugee's American Dream. You have gone through so much, and I want you to share with us today what you've done. You endured 4 years under the Khmer Rouge. At one time, you were homeless. You came to America at 17 years old. You got into law enforcement. You worked for 4 presidents and in the White House. Your story is amazing. And just thank you for being on the show today and sharing your story with us.
Well, first, thank you for having me. It's a great honor to share my story and to share all the story for what had happened during the conflict as well. It's been great honors, and it's been a long and bumpy journey for me. It's great. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So take us first. I know that the Cambodian people who came to America, many of them were in refugee camps and alone, orphaned. Some came with their families. They were adopted by family members. A lot of people still today do not know this story. This happened recently, 1985, right? And so we need to let people know, one, what happened should never happen again. And high school years alone are challenging for kids in America. Here you suffered and endured much more. So teach us about resilience, about hope, about determination, about discipline. I want to know more of your background because it takes a certain type of individual to be able to endure all this and succeed and do so well that you've done. I want people to leave, learning about some characteristics of Leth. We can learn a lot from you. And also too, let's talk about the dogs and what we can learn from dogs, because you've spent so many years working with dogs.
Well, I have to get this dedicated to my parents. My dad, of course, actually, he served the country before the World War II. At one point, he was an American employee, one American back Cambodian. But, I wish every Memorial Day I could go to his grave and say, thanks to him for what he served the country. But he never been found till today. And not just my dad, my other family members, my uncle, grandparents, cousins, all that. But I just want to dedicate the whole thing there to my family. So, just kind of, 75, 17, April 17, 1975, the whole thing changed. By that is like the whole country collapsed, and a lot of people killed, a lot of people that's been, a lot of parents lost children lost their mothers, become orphans. The country was so chaotic. As a child, and the only thing I looked around is like in a movie today. The smoke, the body, the animal that was killed. It's you can say that in America, it's like a PTSD. You want to look back that way. So every time you close your eyes, you see all the things that you just cannot imagine a country that was moving forward to civilizations it turned out it's overnight to be I would say the word health. You know what I mean? People that have worked so hard, people that build their wealth from the ground up, people that, I mean, a lot of Fujia is gone. It's gone overnight. So I lost a lot of family members.
And I just want to say this trauma is something that people experience whether they were 5 years old. And I'm sure I remember when I was 5 years old. Some people even remember when they're 3 and 4. So we need to realize that people experience this at all ages, from that age to you were around 15 years old to
Yeah,
others around 25. This was a major traumatic experience for
it's
all these individuals.
it's the whole population. I think population that was only 8 millions. It's still improving, but the whole entire country, not just one city, not just one city, entire country. Again, it's so chaotic. You don't know who's who, and people in military, hundreds and thousands maybe, that lost in one day, separated. You know, a day after that, I was on a mission to find my dad. One bicycle, old flip flop, no shirts, and temperature Cambodia was like 118 degrees. I was one place to the next, asked people around this, all day, all day. And that's one time I lied to my mom. My mom said, don't go anywhere because this country is so chaotic. It's like in a movie, like, it's like in the middle of war. So I asked my mom, I said, I'm going to go outside. I was gone. My mission's only one thing in my mind, to find my dad. I went to his office and nobody there, was empty. I asked people around. They say they don't know, and people are just crying, kids crying. The wife's trying to look for a husband, the husband looking for a wife, a mother for children. I mean, it just, everybody looked for everybody. It was like all day until evening, I think about 4 or 5 o'clock. I actually found him in one of the school where my sister attended. And you talk about a grown man who's like crying like a baby, but being a father, being a family, head of the family, told me, said, I'm gonna be okay. Go back, tell your mom. Everything gonna be fine. The word is that we're not gonna have war anymore. It was gonna be a farmer. It just, you can't see the expression, the sadness, the almost regretful on him. But it's just one of, he doesn't want our family to be worried about him. And I went back home. My mom was mad at me, pulled me inside, told me, like, where you go? I said, I found my dad. I found dad. Where's that? And you talk about 118 degree. I didn't have a drop of water with me. My goal is to find him. And I get home, I just go off in water. And it can water itself. There's no filter water. It just scoop from the little jar and drink it.
Now,
And,
tell us, you told me that your family was in the military, so you
yes.
come from a really disciplined family that is a part of your upbringing.
Yes. My dad was, my dad, my uncles, my cousin, my grandparents, I like, again, fortunate, grew up in a disciplined family and everything respectful to other elderlies. You're an Asian called Cambodian, you don't talk back, you don't look eye to eyes, and your dinner or lunch, the elderly have to start eat first. That's how we respect people. I mean, contradicted America, and you don't talk, you don't look at eyes, you say disrespectful, but that's just how we raised. Um, I think that's what make who I am today. I always respect people. I always, disciplined well before I came to US, even came to US. And sometimes I was over disciplined. It's just like, when you talk to people, you don't want, especially teacher, talk back. You don't want to talk back. I called teacher. She didn't like it. So don't call me teacher. Call me Mrs. You know what I mean? I'm a very disciplined kid. I think overall that what make who I am, and I have to thank them so much of what make me who I am today. So
And I also want to share how was your experience coming to the United States at 17 and starting high school, and what state did you come to? Tell us a little bit about that, since high school is such a challenging time for teenagers.
I came here 17 years old, come to the state of Maryland, sponsored by a church. And, I came here, lived with my mom. My mom and I, one of my nephews come to me. We put an apartment and we looked at it, just three of us. My mom looked at me, I looked at her. We mostly cried, we didn't know anyone then. What are we going to do? The language, the cultures, how we make money. Cambodian, if you don't have anything, you can always go to next door neighbors. Like, hey, can I have a can of rice for food today? They have no problem. Here, you don't have those kind of people there. We are so new. We are newcomers. We don't know anything about it. Being 17, you know, I look back, the comedy has stolen my childhood. I never knew what childhood looks like. Always 7, 8, 9 years old, rice paddy, work on time. So I don't know what childhood looked like. They made me a man when I'm 13 years old. So coming here, I think that's one good thing about it. You want to take a positive way. I come here as a adult, 17, and consider adult manhood already. The manhood me like, okay, I get to do some things in the morning. First couple just walk around, look at outside. I didn't go far. I'm afraid I might get lost. I didn't read a word of English. I look at straight, walk a couple, step looking back, couple yard looking back, make sure I get back home. It's so difficult. It's like you're born into a new country. So this is what I put it this way. Cambodian gave me birth, but she almost take it back during the economy, 3 and 8 months. So come to America. America gave me a new life. Even though I don't know what it is, and to become who I am today, to work for the Secret Service, I never dreamt of. Never. But I never stopped trying, and always remember my parents said, you don't stop. You keep going till you can't go anymore. And coming here, went to high school. My first job, washing the dishes in China restaurant. Walk from school to work home. $3.15 an hour. It's greatest thing ever happened to me. And of course, my first paycheck, I think, was $78 for it. I lost that paycheck too. I lost it, I get pickpocket. I don't know. Got home. Then, and then, you know what? I can make money. So I'm going to try and make money. And my motivation was like, go to school, make money. That's my two things. And you look at back then, if the job and my wheels, my disciplines, I would be in trouble. It's like some people, you know what I mean? I would go do something illegal. Sometimes, people are doing something illegal, make fast money illegal way.
Right.
And I was occupied with school, work, and, home. The three things.
I wanted to know, so it doesn't matter, like you don't need to know the language. You went straight to work. You worked
I
hard.
would, yes.
You come from a family that's disciplined and a strong work ethic. I remember asking you, was there someone in high school or someone that motivated you or someone that believed in you that you felt that you can look back now and remember that teacher that was really there for you? Because it's so important that we have really good teachers in school who believe in the students, who know that they can make it, and they truly inspire many people. And a lot of people, when I interview them, they remember that teacher's name and they say, yeah, this was the person that believed in me, and that's where why they feel that that's where they are today, even though I know they did put in a lot of work.
You know what? Speaking of that is a good point because Mr. Joseph Bolino, he just told me when I graduated from there, after I work on, washing China, wash dishes, McDonald's, 7-Eleven, that, So I started to become a work teller, a bank teller, and he walked up to me one day like, you know what? The first time I met you, I see the potential in you. I said, what you mean by that? He's an English teacher, by the way. I said, you're different. You're always willing, paying attention. You take everything serious, even you one of the young kids that in my school, my class didn't speak a word English. You have shown me the potential. I said, I don't know what it is, but I did by my parents. Mr. Bolino was a good teacher, and he always proud of me. And matter of fact, last month we went out to have a lunch with him. He said, you know what? I know you're going to become somebody. I know in you, see in you the first day I met you in class. Mrs. Sade, who's also my guide and counselor, she's like, you always, one of the students, always take things seriously. I say, well, and I told them a little bit about, you know what? I never have a childhood. I don't know what childhood looks like. The communists took away from it. They stole that from me. I become a man of 13. So I think those maturity that I have during that time makes me think as an adult. So everything I do, everything I touch, it's kind of more taken seriously.
Well,
Yeah.
when we look at a lot of great leaders and inventors and people, when we look at their history, so many of them had suffered a horrible childhood. And yeah, they have to mature early, and you definitely did that. I also wanted to ask you about, how did you get involved in this law enforcement? When we're in high school, many of us didn't think that we were going to be working at the White House and serving four presidents, one of the most prestigious things ever. And how did you get into this law enforcement?
Cambodian have a fortune teller, right? You listen, you go to one of the people tell you like you're going to become a Secret Service in this year. I would never believe that. Never ever in a million years. I lived my whole life. To become that, I never thought of it. Never will. Because my dad told my mom to tell me. I said, when he grows up, I don't want him to be a gun carrier, meaning join the military, anything. I wanted to be either a doctor, at least a lawyer. And my mom told me that. I said, your dad told me you don't want to see a gun be a gun carrier. I said, I do my best. But you come a refugee this country. You didn't speak a word of English. Penniless. Everything you have to work from the bottom up. You don't have support. You don't even know the system. You don't even know how to get help from the government. Nothing. It's like you have to do everything on your own, and that's what I always want. I start school. I like, I'm going to be a doctor. Didn't work. Financially problem, hardship comes, and well, you know what? I'm going to be a lawyer. Didn't work out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go where it makes money first. Become a law enforcement. You know that Cambodian don't really trust law enforcement, or not just Cambodian, because there's laws sometimes they flex to do whatever they want to do. Not here. In America, it's, bind by the constitutional laws, but never ever thought of it. So I started to be a social worker for juvenile delinquents. And all the job I had is all new to me. I had no idea what they are. I'm a kind of person, I don't know what it is, I'm going to try it. Because I cheated deaths, so many times during the communists. I said, in this country, I know they're not going to kill me. The worst thing they could say no. I did that social work for a little bit. Juvenile delinquents, all the Asian who had children in trouble. They love to see me, always invite me to the house, talk about the children. I helped them what I could. And then from being social work, I went to probation, which is the city of Philadelphia. That's another thing too. A lot of Asian, included Chinese, Vietnamese, all Asian, I hold them. I was there a little bit, and then the Department of Justice came up. I just walked around and started. So, Department of Justice, I know one of the lead law enforcement or one of the lead law enforcement departments in the United States. I said, you know what? I work for the city. I'm going to try for that. I did a test for the state, but waiting for the result. So I did apply for it. Didn't know what it was, and they called me for interview. Jobs get done, and I was there over like over 3 years, and then 9/11 happened, and I said, you know what? Let me just go try with this secret service. I know a little bit about it, but didn't know it's all like protect the most powerful people. And again, I was like, I always thought to be United States Secret Service agent officer, you have to be white, Caucasian, 6'3" tall, bodybuilder, you're tough all kind of like, here I am, you know what I mean? 5'6", 175, bald head, we thought of that. But I went there and they said, yeah, you're a citizen, you're good. I said, I make sure I talk to the recruiter, like, look, let me just make it clear. I wasn't born here. I came as a refugee, but a naturalized U.S. citizen. Like, oh, you're good. So I went there, I took a test. Took a test 2 times, 3 times, 2 times. But again, like I tell you, like, this is a country with a lot of opportunities. You want it, you have to go get it. I have difficult. I'm a bad test taker. I'm the worst test taker.
Oh, you
I
get nervous or something when you take
it's just like I take it. When I read it too much into it, instead just what it is. That's what one of the test coordinator called it. I asked her, I said, well, what's wrong with me? She looked at the results. She said, like, you know what? I think your problem is you read in too much to it. Just read what it is. I said, oh, and second time on there, I passed it. And 6 months long, I mean, right after 9/11, oh my God, training so intense. Physical, you run almost every day. You probably, a day you might be in class, an hour or two. Beside that, you go to you call control tactics, some call self-defense, and how to protect yourself. And they were screaming, yelling at us, like, we're in a war right now. I said, you know, I left DOJ, I think 175, 170 pounds. So by the time I'm done training, I was 147, 148.
Wow.
I was running every day, shooting hundreds and hundreds of rounds every day for 6 months long. It was so intense.
Wow.
And then when they got a our job training OJT when we graduate, before we graduate, pass everything, and then I walked to the White House. It's like I guess the what you call ghetto. Like you haven't seen the White House before. You look at it. The kid was born in a war-torn country, homeless so many times, cheating, dead, kidnapped, interrogated. Here I am walking inside the White House. It's just I'm so proud of myself in a way. I always said to my dad, I said, Dad, I wish you could have been here with me. You would pat me on the back and pat me on the head, say, you know what, son, good job. I wish you was here with me, but unfortunately he was killed at 75. My mom have seen me the whole thing until 2018. She passed away. She almost 101 years old, but
Wow, she lived a long
yeah,
time.
she a
Wow, you
long
must have
time.
good genes.
Well, I hope I do, but I don't know. But after my dad gone, my mom have two responsibility. Mom and dad raised us, all of us, and I mean, I wouldn't want to say I'm close to my mom because she's a woman and she went through a lot in her life. And again, to see me a little bit of what I became, I wish she could have seen. I finished my book published too, but unfortunately she couldn't.
Right.
She's an amazing woman. I always, close to her and proud of her, and thanks for making me who I am today. So,
Excellent, excellent. Now, when did you transition to the K9 program, and how long have you been with your dog? And share with us that experience of being a K9 and what this job entails. And, once you lose your dogs or when the dogs retire, teach us about dogs and what can we learn from them.
I can't sit down for all day about dogs. I love dogs, and before the Kami, I have a dog, his name is Dino. He's a French bulldog. He's like my brothers. We went to a movie together. He never have a leash on. He's next to me. I came from school. He's all with me. So I'm a dog person. But my goal was to come Secret Service. They call it special agent with suit and tie. And back then, you have to move every 2 years. I said, I'm not going to do that to my kids. So I get a 5-year-old and 12-year-old. I say, I'm not going to move 2 years. So I stayed in uniform divisions a little over 3.5 years, close to 4 years. So I called to the office, offer a dog. I said, of course, I love dogs. Like, okay. So the orphan dog, I went through a couple of dogs, didn't work out. One dog's named Bo. She called it Dutch Shepherd. It's like a Belgian Malinois, high dry. She's vicious. She is vicious. Then I get Reich. Right, it's a Belgian Malinois, high dry, talk a lot, love to work. I advise people all the time that do not have Belgian Malinois as family pets because you have to walk with them a lot, you have to play with a lot. He will make your house to a dumpster. So yeah, I worked with Ray for almost 9 years. We were really like friends. He's part of my body in a way. We went through a lot. We had the 17-week training. He's a bomb detection dog. He also bilingual. He understands Cambodian and understands English. But after a couple of years, once he understands Cambodian, I mostly talk to him in Cambodian. Another way you can call it job security because no one can have Right but me. Right is a bomb detection dog. We went through a campaign, any events, 49 states, over a dozen foreign countries, Middle East, Europe, Russia, France, Cambodia, Asia, Japan. I mean, we went a lot of places with them. We like Reich and I like close knit together. It was just like 24/7, 24/7. We have him at home, convert 1 o'clock to his bedroom. Every time he worked hard, I gave him a steak. We did a lot. So he retired 2012, almost 9 years. Then I become a canine instructor for the Secret Service. And I love dog and just train a lot of them. Training dog, there's three things: repetitions, patience, and consistency. So one mistake you make, it's going to take probably 15 to 20 times to uncorrect that mistake. So training dog is like to have to be excellent. But if you go perfect, it's still good. But excellent is always choosing for. So 17.
We talked about how, you really know how to train these dogs.
Yeah.
And so many people don't know how to do this. So what would be the best advice in training a dog that people can hear from you? Because remember that we were talking with our friend, and he was talking about this dog that basically he had adopted, and he was complaining about the dog, and you were funny. You were saying, no, it's the trainer, it's the person, and how to correct a dog's behavior.
Dog tells you everything, but human beings just don't understand it. When the dog barks, like a prime example, this is really, really perfect example. At 2 o'clock in the morning, dog's barking. We human beings, at 2 o'clock, I'm not gonna get up. I'm still deep asleep. The next thing you see a pile of poop in the house, and then you get mad, okay? And then some, not all, some would go like, what are you doing? Try to, correct the dog, whatnot. But while your dog's sleeping, you go and correct the dog, slapping, whatever. Now the dog's like, why you smack me because I'm sleeping? So you correct the dog's not because the dog was pooping. You correct the dog when the dog's sleeping. So the dog, well, why you smack me? I'm sleeping. I didn't do anything. So you correct the dog while he's doing it or anticipate that dog's going to do it. So the time to correct that is 0.05 seconds. So it's like, it's a blink of an eye. It just snap his finger. So anything after that, you correct something else. So in correction, it's not abusing, it's not beat the dog to death. Correction, it's like almost discipline your child. So for the dog world, especially Belgian Malinois, if you correct a little bit, if like I slap you on the back there, say don't do it. He's like, okay, that he's gonna tell me that it's okay to go after this person. But if I slap you hard enough, it hurts you, meaningful, that's what we call it. Okay, daddy just said me not to do it. So when you don't correct the dog the right way, it become a praise, meaning it becoming it's a good boy to do it. So that's a lot of problem with that with people. Every time people ask a question, I let them tell me the whole problem to me, and then I say, you know what? It's not the dog, it's you. They say, what you mean? So I explain them later, and it's love to challenge people, and then people like they think they know about a dog. Well, I say every dog's my dog. When people come there, it's my dog. I say no, it's my dog now because you didn't know how to train him. You always blame problem issue to him. Now I'm telling you because it's always humans' fault.
Dogs have so much loyalty
Oh
to
God, yeah.
their owners. What can we learn about that loyalty today? Because loyalty is a term that people really don't even understand, I feel sometimes in America today.
Speaking of that, here's a prime example. My daughter Jennifer. This is when she was like 7 years old. I was with Reich. I would travel a lot. Watching him, Jennifer asked me like, "Dad, can I ask you questions?" I said, "Go ahead." Say, it seems like you love Wright more than you love me. I say, no, no, no. You're always my daughter. Wright is an animal that works with me. So he's looked for bomb. Now, if he missed a bomb, Wright and I would be nothing left but hanging on a tree. You don't want that to happen. So having a working dog is a lot of work. So for me, I don't speak for anyone. Some people do different things. For me, I got to watch him. Why he's not eating today? Well, his nose is dry, his nose wet. If the nose dog is dry, that means he's not well. So you don't have a dry nose dog to work because he's gonna go to work with you, but he's gonna like I'm gonna go with daddy to just satisfy him. It's not like I'm working. You don't want. I told my daughter that you don't want dog. You don't right miss bomb. So when they miss bomb, him and I's gonna be dead. Like oh, so I gotta watch him what he eat, how he eats, even his poops. What is poop normal, diarrhea, or the blood in it. Right? Every year, every summer, there's a blood in his poop because of the heat and he's stressed out. So sometimes the dog stressed out, you can see the blood in it. Now, a couple of days, if he poops blood, you might want to take the doctor. But the dog doesn't really need much from human beings. A little love, a little care, feed me, love me a little bit. Dog does not ask you for a Nike Jordan Air. Dog does not ask you for like a Versace bag. Dogs does not ask you like, oh, I cannot eat rib eye. I get a filet mignon. No, dog doesn't. But a little bit of love or care that you have for them, they die for you. They will die for you. That's how much loyalty dogs have for you, human being. And you cannot lie to the dog either. You
You
can
know,
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. What caused the dog to have so much stress? Was it work? Was it he was not performing?
It's
Um,
a lot of things. Sometimes overworked, and you could see that, sometimes we work a lot, like the middle of 110-degree here, and come on as stressed out, dog stress, like fly across country, you could have that issue too. Um, Sometimes it's just overworked every day, 12 hours a day, a lot of that. Some dog, for me, I always give my dog exercise. Even he work 12 hours, I get him out, let him run, enjoy himself. It's like us. You work hard, you have to have fun. And people ask me, I mean, of course, you have to give them dog the best food there is out there too. So you can't just work like us, work. You don't eat, you don't, take care of yourself, and you're gonna get sick. Dog, same thing, same like human being. Yeah.
do we get to learn a lot about Reich in your book? Do you
I
share
think there's
stories?
a chapter or two about him in the book. Him and I went there. There's like a first we went back to Cambodia with President Obama. So I was with Reich. So Reich was the one like he understands when he looked at me, my face, like, I'm going back home. He kind of understands. So he doesn't speak, of course, but he kind of had the feel. Our feeling is it's connected in a way. You know what I mean? So Reich was the one I went to Cambodia with the first time, meet my sister, my youngest sister in Cambodia.
That's good. Now tell us where we can get your book and how long did it take you to write that book? You said you're a co-author with someone else.
Yeah,
All the proceeds are going to go to help children.
yes. It takes about to finish the whole book to get it published about 5, 6 years. It'd take me a couple of years to write it, to prep the whole thing. The book started with 991 pages long, and the publishers they want to cut down to 300 pages. I think 292. I say it's a good thing because a lot of things missing in the book. I can go and do speaking engagement. I can fill in those 700 more pages. Um, Sam was the one I met the first time when I was in high school, Wyoming University. He professor took me there, like, hey, you want to write a book about this guy? Sam's like, didn't know me then. He's like, who is this guy? He said, usually like a business people come in, donate some money, for the school. I'm just another student over there, but so it started with Maria Godovich. It's called Secret Service Dog. I was featuring in that book on chapter 13. She was writing a book and she was crying, asked me the question what I went through. She's like, you're only 13 years old. You went through a lot in your life. I said, well, that's my life story. That's Cambodian. So I'm glad she was going to show. She dedicated the whole chapter to 13. So I bought Sam that book. He read it. This is your story? I said, yeah. So Sam was my co-author slash the editor actually. But because Temple University they don't want that, they want to put him as a co-author. The book you can't get anywhere. Like mostly, I take Amazon's now. Amazon is fastest way, but however, lately I don't know if it's back orders because I order for somebody. It takes almost 10 days through Amazon. So Barnes and Noble's almost 2 weeks. You order through those. I mean, some if you're not in a rush, Amazon uh, deliver to your house. So this is the cover looks like. Can you see it?
Yes, yes.
That's exactly what the cover looks like. That's me. I think I was in a Fort refugee camp. I was 13 years old. So that's my dog Reich patrolling in front of the White House. So that's what the cover. The proceed will go to help Cambodia, kids and children. Sam and I we sent to one of the hospital. I mean, care for children. I think we sent them more like he said like 12 or $1,300. I sent some to school. I sent some to elderly during the wars. I send more that I get from the book anyway. So
That's great. That's
yeah,
great. I was in Cambodia in April, spent 2 weeks there. It was a great experience. Got to meet the beautiful people, travel all around the country. And we also donated and helped 150 displaced families from the war and, the war with Thailand and all that kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I want to go back. And we are also in my organization, Generations for America, helping orphan children, and we're working on improving their English with one of the schools. So, you know, $20 can go a long way
yeah,
in helping families over there. We are really so blessed to be in America and
absolutely.
everything that we have here. And thank you for sharing your story with us because
Yeah.
it's so important, and you're an inspiration to so many people.
That's my thing. It's like I know I'm missing in action for like 23 years or so because I was on a work all the time. I always say this, I live on their lives, which is meeting present, widespread in the family. And I can't say, well, you go on your own, I'm going to live my own life. You raise your right hands, want to protect them. And I'm one of those guys, I do just that. I still hold my oath, what I can and cannot say. even though, I'm not there anymore, like the old saying, once a Secret Service, it's always Secret Service. I mean, I hope the story in the book, the story that we're doing now, help motivate some of the children, generation, adult, young adult, female, males. You know, I said, like I said, I came at 13, at 17, an adult, and I made it there. So it should not have any excuse that someone shouldn't achieve or reach their goals. You know, it's hard for us to achieve something, but if you want it bad enough, you get it. It would be difficult for me, and being the one and only first Cambodian native-born Cambodian refugee to work in the White House since 1865, or plus 150 years, it was not easy. A lot of obstacles. A lot of people look at you different ways. A lot of people there that want to bring you down. I give example, like the book that published, it was not even accepted to the club. I didn't know there's a book club there until my book came out, outsold all the books. And then they called me, invited me to join the book. I say, I don't know if there's this book club in the Secret Service. So we kind of have it. We just kind of keep it quiet. I said, look, that's fine. You can put me in there. I have, my goal is just to put my story out there. A lot of people don't know what it was happening in years. And, it's hopefully motivate people that want to do what they want to do. It's saying like, aim high, work hard, don't give up. You get there, I become a Secret Service at like 33 already. There's some people at 21, 22. You look at it, I was 10 years older than them, but I don't have that. I don't let that age stop me. Everything happened recently. You look at it, someone get it before you, you get it after them. It's a time. God is guidance. God is, it's your counselor. It's not your time. It's not your time, So.
Exactly right. So thank you so much, Len, for being on the show today and sharing your inspiring story. So much perseverance that you have, and good luck. I hope you sell many, many books so we can all help more children in Cambodia and get this message out all across the United States.
Yeah, I just want to hope people out there who listen and watch this help me out. Spread the word, sell the books. Hopefully, again, the more I sell, the more money I make, the more kids will get fed. Resources for the library and so on. So I don't intend to be rich in this book. I just and rich at heart, I guess you want to call it. Money goes a long way in Cambodia. If you go to the big screen, kids gonna be more happy. Library, school bus, take kids to school. So that's always been my goal. I love education. I love kids who really want to learn. So I don't have that opportunity either when I was growing up. So I was poor. And I always said, grass my bed, sky's my roof, trees my wall. That's where I sleep. Homeless so many years.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great honors, and hopefully see you again soon.
How many city council meetings have you attended? How many outrageous meetings have you attended and you were afraid to speak up? Well, it's time you master Robert's Rules of Order. We do training at Generations for America, and you will learn what is a deliberative assembly and how organizations create rules to conduct business. Roberts is about protecting the rights of its members, of the majority, of the minority, especially a strong minority greater than 1/3, of individual members, and of those absentees. Stop allowing a small group of people to create crazy rules and running organizations. You have the right of a member to speak up. Our next session will be September 4th through October 2nd. We do this by Zoom from 7 to 9 p.m. Register today at generationsforamerica.com. Thanks for listening to the Ingrid Centurion podcast. Be sure to join me every week as we bring you inspiring guests, facts, and hard-earned lessons. Find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or in your favorite podcast app. If you would like to be a guest, get involved, or find out about sponsorship opportunities, reach out to us at ingridcenturion.com or generationsforamerica.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you, and we'll see you next week, so tune in for more conversations.